What's this causing you to constantly feel like you always have to follow the rules? You can never question authority. You can never assert what you want or what you need or your preferences. And you often give 110% going above and beyond for others, even if you get nothing or very little in return. And as a result, being a good girl or a good boy makes you feel exhausted, tired, and fed up. Does this resonate with anybody? The message I received as a kid was that I have to be a good girl, okay, or I'm bad. So, and I must follow the rules or I won't survive. So, if you have this programming in your little noggin, okay, us people pleasers, givers, helpers, okay, we tend to put everyone else first, put ourselves last. And this means a lot of times that we're showing up all the time 24/7 is trying to be good and end up trying to earn our worth, our goodness, our lovability, all that stuff through giving, through sacrificing. If you have this belief inside you that says, I have to be a good girl, like that's how I'm showing up every single day. That's how I'm doing my life. That's where I'm operating mentally from is I have to be a good girl or I have to be a good boy. Okay. And for those of you who are tired of feeling like they always have to be good, they have to earn their all the things they want, attention, love, acceptance, and being liked through proving yourself, through giving, through sacrificing, through bending yourself into a pretzel. Just know that that's not the way it's supposed to be. You were born good enough. You were born worthy. You were born priceless. So there's nothing you could actually do. You're just born that way. Isn't that amazing? And that's so beautiful. Okay. And I can say 100% now that I've cultivated this inner peace and this inner calm and this inter-centeredness that didn't make no sense and a centeredness that is untouchable to anyone and to any circumstances. How beautiful is that? Like, it's amazing. So, I have a good example. So, I went to a barbecue a few years ago and I showed up and no one talked to me. There was only like 4 people there, right? And I'm just walking around waiting for people to like say hi, acknowledge me. And so the old me would have just smiled, even though I felt sad and invisible. I would have been polite, even though people were being rude and ignoring me. And I would have waited for others to notice me. I would not have spoken up and asked for what I wanted, and I would have suffered in silence. Okay? And I would have kept wondering, why are people acting like that? And eventually I would have blamed myself for how they were acting. And I would be unable to really feel and notice what feelings are coming up in my body and notice the impact that it's having on my actual self-esteem and my self-worth. Okay. So this is the new me, not trying to be nice, not caring what others think. Okay. The new me, which is this is the first time I actually did this in my life, and it was so empowering. It was so amazing. So I felt the feelings in my body and it felt bad. And I knew it was wrong. I didn't blame myself. I knew in that moment that they were responsible for their own behavior. And I didn't deserve to be treated like that. So I left. Mic drop. I didn't say anything to anyone. I just left. Okay. And yes, it felt very strange to leave and it gave me a lot of anxiety, but I did it anyways because I knew that I was what I needed to do for myself. And this was me taking my own worth into my own hands. And I knew how I deserved to be treated, and I wasn't going to settle for anything less. So, yep. I showed myself in that moment what I deserved. Even though years prior to that, I was doing the first one, okay? I was being a good girl in everything that I did. I didn't challenge people. I was always trying to be nice. But here's the thing. Even though you're showing up that way and it makes you feel safe, it's the illusion of safety, okay? It makes you feel safe. You're dying inside, okay? You are absolutely dying inside. You're suppressing and repressing yourself. And your whole inside just wants to scream out and say, no, this isn't me. This doesn't feel right. This feels wrong. I don't deserve this. Okay. But that good girl or the good guy is going to feel like they have to tolerate it so they can prove and show everyone that they're good. It's like everything they're doing, every behavior, every accomplishment is saying, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. It's like you have to prove it to the world. So And here's the good news is we have been trained and conditioned to be like this. But the good news is you can change it. I changed it. So if I can change it, you can change it. So, and the thing is, these are meant to keep you small and compliant with the other person having all the power and you having no power. So obviously, as a child, you didn't have any power unless your parents gave it to you. Like my kid, I let her pick out her clothes. I let her organize her room mostly, however she wants. I let her decorate her room. I give her plenty of opportunities so she feels she has a say so in her life. I also let her express her thoughts, her feelings, her opinions. I let her say no. She also knows that she may not get what she wants, but I give her the freedom to express herself. Okay. And so she can say whatever she needs to say, but she can't act however she wants to act. So, because I know that if she can't do it as a child, she won't be able to do it as an adult. And I want her to always be able to stand up for herself, say her opinion, be who she is, to not try to not be the person the world tells her she needs to be. And us women are taught and trained to be a certain way. Being too nice, being who the world wants you to be, and eventually when you're like, I'm done showing up every single day as being who others tell me I need to be, and it feels wrong, it feels bad, it's inauthentic, and you're not going to get what you want. How can you get what you want if you're not being yourself? And eventually you're not being yourself, you're not even going to know who the hell you are. You're not. So you're not going to know what you want. You're going to be very unhappy because you're living your life for other people. You can either live your life for yourself or live it for other people. You can't do both. And when we do this, we're showing up this way to be safe. That's the whole point. But when you decide, okay, I don't want to be safe anymore, I want to have control of my own life, then that means you're stepping outside your comfort zone and you are learning to stop caring what people think and be the real you, whatever that looks like. If you love yourself, then you are going to do what it takes to take care of yourself and to be who you are, right? It's not loving of yourself to suppress who you are and be who people want you to be. What's loving of ourselves is to speak up, to be who we are, and to say no, set boundaries, keep ourselves safe, and get the treatment that we're actually worth. Say what we want, say what we need, but see, we can't do this when we're being a good girl or a good boy. We can't, because it goes against everything we learned. And the only way to break free is to rebel. Because you've been taught to be the certain way. This certain way is the only acceptable way. So the only way to get out of that, to break free from that mold and to reclaim who you truly are, who God created you to be, is to say, F this. I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm not playing by your rules. This is my life. I'm going to live it how I want to live it. I'm no longer going to show up as the nice person, as a good girl, as a good boy, because it's not serving me. In fact, it's actually hurting me to suppress myself, to suppress my thoughts, my feelings, my wants, my needs, and everything to make others happy and make them comfortable. And when I was in this, I literally felt like my whole insides were just screaming to be free. I just couldn't take it anymore. You're not free if you care what other people think. You are not free if you are in a role. You are not free if you think you have to be a good girl or a good guy every single day, and that's how you live your life. You will feel imprisoned, okay? And if you let other people's expectations of who you should be, who you need to be, who you're supposed to be, rule your life, then you won't feel free. You're not free. So let's ask ourselves, are we in our lives, do we have the steering wheel? Are we letting other people reach over, grab the steering wheel, tell us where we need to go, who do we need to be, how do we need to look, how are we going to get there? What I propose is to grab your own steering wheel, say, hey, dude, girl, back off. This is my life. I'll live it the way I want and feel good doing it. That's taking back control of your life.